only person in Israel who can provide Israeli citizens with security and stability. That's why he launched this deadly attack. Benjamin Netanyahu, as much as he killed people, he doesn't care, including children and women. The most important part for him is that he should stay in power. Because if he leave power, he leave immunity, he will go to jail because he's charged of 5 or 6 corruption cases. So it is his motive is to prove to the Israeli society that I am the right man for the job and no one else can. So he can run for another decades or 2. This is the exact issue. That's why it is like this.
One thing we observe that in every Eid or Ramadan or Eid al-Adha, they start launching bombing on you, and they try to kill Muslim people in Palestine. What are you think? What is the reason behind this?
Well, I think it's clearly the reason. I think it's not. It doesn't give me genius to express this. But let me tell you, the Palestinian people are very well-known people that they are fighting and struggling on behalf of the Muslim Ummah. Because Jerusalem and Masjid al-Aqsa does not belong to us. It belongs to every Muslim who say La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. And we fighting on behalf of all of you. The Israeli, especially Netanyahu, by launching this attack in the holiest night, Laylatul Qadr, against the Palestinian people, against the worshipper, he's sending a message to the Muslim world. He has no respect for any Muslim. He has no respect for our religion. He doesn't have any respect for us as a human being. It's a challenge for us. What can we do about it? He's showing his people that I'm challenging the whole Muslim. 1.6 billion. What can they do? Nothing. And that's why I'm strong. That's why I'm capable. That's why I'm the right man for the job. But today what we have seen in Bangladesh, what the people of Bangladesh have shown, and previously before that what the government has shown, this proved to Netanyahu and to all the Israelis that you are wrong. You are not the right man for the job. We need a man who wants to make peace with the Palestinians. Because if you don't make peace with the Palestinians, you can never have peace. Netanyahu or anyone else. People before Netanyahu tried. All the leaders of Israel. From the first till the last prime minister. They tried. If you cannot make peace with the Palestinians, yourself you cannot have peace. You cannot enjoy peace. You cannot enjoy stability.
Your Excellency, so you said that it is the war against the Muslim Ummah, but at the same time you also see that the Muslim world is very much divided because the Arab world is not united to fight Israel. And there are some very powerful countries which are strong allies of the USA and US-Israel lobby. So how do you say that this is a war against the Muslims? This is number one. And the other one is, what mechanism do you suggest to ensure sustainable peace in Arab world?
Well, unfortunately, your question is right, that the Arab world is divided, and it's been divided for some time. That is very unfortunate. And the division among the Arabs is making us weaker. It's weakening the Palestinians, obviously. Locally, regionally, and in the international level. But we should not sit and cry for that. We should face the reality. They are weak, divided, or they are strong and united. We have a task. We are devoted to that. We will do our part to continue our struggle. Whoever wants to join us in any way, most welcome. Who doesn't want to join us is also most welcome. But our part, we have to do our part. We have to fulfill it. It's our land, it's our people, it's our home. I cannot talk much on behalf of the Arab world. They have to talk. They have to say why they are divided, unfortunately. It is very unfortunate that they are divided. Now, about to fight Israel, it's not the issue that Israel is the very powerful. No, it isn't. Does the Arab world have the will to fight? That's more important. Even if America is supporting Israel, America itself fought in Vietnam and lost. Soviet Union was destroyed because of Afghanistan. So, because they had the will to fight. The will is very important. When we have the will to fight, there's many ways to fight. Many ways. Many ways to impose our condition on the American. We are close to 2 billion people in this world. We don't have to be united, have the same army, or that one government, or one leader. We don't need that. If we stop drinking Pepsi Cola and Coca-Cola for 3 months, they will start shouting and screaming. If we stop using US dollar for 1 week, you see the result. If we stop buying the American products, there's a lot of things we can do. A lot. It's not necessary we have to carry gun and go and fight.
So you are suggesting that this is a war between the Muslim and Israel, but there is another narrative that even there are many Palestinians who were not Muslims, but they worked for Palestinian land, Palestinian independent Palestine. So there are people of other religions as well, for Palestinians. So therefore, can you call it religious? I mean, Muslim versus Israel war?
We don't want to come to this level. We don't want it to be a Jewish and Muslim war. Even if they mean it this way, we don't want it this way. We are Muslim. It is clear to everybody. For us, the teaching of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for us, we respect all religion. And those are the Abrahamic religion, Christianity and Jewish. The problem we have is not with Jewish, the problem we have is with the Zionists. So this is the problem. It's the Zionists, as I said at the beginning, they are not the enemy of the Palestinian only. They are the enemy of the humanity. They are the enemy of everybody. So our problem is with the Zionists, because we have so many Jewish people. They support Palestine. We have some Jewish people, they do not even recognize Israel right to exist. Today we have 25 congressmen from the Democrats. They raised their voice against Israel in support of Palestine. This never happened before. It is true that we are losing the dearest, our children. But at the same time, we are gaining ground everywhere in the world. People, more and more people realizing that those Palestinians are right. And Israel is endangering the stability and the security of the whole world. Now don't believe that because Israel is very powerful and Palestinians are very weak, that this problem will never be solved. Much bigger empire, they vanished. We have the hope, we have the will, and we have the belief of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that finally we will get everything that we have to get. Our right will come back to us. But we will never be one. That's the most important thing. And you shouldn't also.
Dear Excellency, so how many days you will fight against the Israelis bombs or rocket launchers by a ticket or by something which is used for defense? We showed in the pictures of international media, like throwing tickets to them, like or memos or other things. How many days you will continue? In a day you can vanish. In a day you can finish. in a day your people maybe die. So how you protect? What you want to do in the international community? You don't think you need to raise your voice in the international community, you need to raise your voice in the United Nations that Israel doing not good with you or your people.
We have 102 embassies abroad. Palestine has 102 embassies abroad, 102 ambassadors abroad. We have many friends in the east and western country. Almost all the politicians of the world, they understand the situation and the reality of the ground. But how many of those politicians dare to speak the truth? Today in the West, in the Western countries, if you promote against or market against the production of the Israeli, you will be called anti-Semitic and you can go to jail. To that level. Can you imagine the free world, the people who talk about democracy and free speech, they are not able to say, don't buy this product because it's Israeli. If you say that in America, in many states, you will go to jail. They call you anti-Semitic and you go to that level. The Zionist communities and the Zionist people have so much effect on governments in the West to make any kind of regulation which serve their purpose. How long the Palestinian people can fight? I said from the beginning, this is a task given from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This you have to believe in. We're fighting for something holy. This is a holy land. This is the first Qibla of Islam. We will not vanish. Nobody can. As long as we have, our wife can produce children, and our sisters and our mother, we have nothing to worry about. We were 1.5 million when we left Palestine. Today we are 15 million people in the world. Palestinians are 15 million people. They were not able to kill us all. They will try, but they will never succeed.
Gaza and West Bank have a different government. Who will get this donation from different countries?
Now, today,